Hi, everybody. Let's talk today about reducing test anxiety in our classroom for our students. My name is Erin Austin, and just disclaimer, I am not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a social emotional learning expert. As of this recording, I am a 22-year veteran high school world language teacher. So I'm coming at it from that angle. These are four simple and fun ideas that I have tried in my classroom with my students over the years, and they all revolve around engaging the senses during testing. So the first idea is making the classroom have a spa vibe. And this is all about engaging the sense of hearing. So what I use is free. I just use YouTube, and that works from my computer playing into the sound system in my room. I play it at a really low volume so that it's soothing but not distracting during test time. And I make fun of it too. I'm like, everybody, you're here. It's a spa. We're going to have a spa day. And they laugh at me, but that's fine. They're teenagers. They would laugh anyway. And I do find that they like the music. And I'll talk a little bit more about my findings with the students later. But these are some things that I search. I have used all of these in class, and really great things come up when I search in YouTube. Also, I'm a French teacher. So another thing that I do like to use from time to time, sometimes during testing, but often during like project work time, is the soundtrack for Midnight in Paris. It's pretty light, but it's also really Frenchy sounding. So you can Spotify the classroom if you have the technology really for free. All you need are speakers. They happen to be built into my room, so I didn't have to do anything to do this technique. Idea number 2 engages the sense of smell. It's using essential oils during testing time. So one thing is important. Don't put the essential oils directly on the student's skin. They could have a reaction, and essential oils are supposed to be used on skin with a carrier oil, but there's too much to do. Nobody has time for that. Just don't put it on students. So what I like to do is get a bag of cotton balls. And with the cotton balls, I take them and rip them apart in 2 because I don't feel like you need a whole one, and it makes it last longer. And then you can buy a variety of essential oils. So some ideas: peppermint tends to work well for waking students up, so it might be good to use for a morning class. Lavender is an essential oil that can be pretty calming, but depending upon the brand of essential oil, sometimes they have blends. For example, I have used one in my class that is a mental focus blend, and you can see in the image on the screen, mental focus is in the top row right in the center. And so I think this is something that you can make cheaper by looking at the brand of essential oils that you're buying. You don't need to go for high-end, expensive essential oils. This brand that's on the screen is actually pretty reasonable and can be bought at a variety of places. I don't work for them. It's just a brand that I have bought. But I also think you can make it free. I am a big believer in buy nothing groups. You can search on Facebook. Facebook has these groups, and they're geographically based. And what it is a group of people in a certain geographic boundary where you live that post things that have to be for free. So you can post something that you're giving away, and that's called gifting. Or you can post a wish. So you could say, wish, essential oils for use in my classroom. And there might be people who are like, hey, I have a couple left over. I don't think I'm going to use them. And then you just go pick them up on their porch whenever you have time. So that, I think, is a great way to make it free. When I have used essential oils in class, the students, I always give them the choice. They don't have to use them if they don't want to, but most students do. And I always have elected student leaders in each of my classroom. I call them délégués or delegates. And it's always the delegates who choose on any given major test day what is going to be our scent. So it's never me, it's students. The delegates choose, and then we put just one dab, like a bingo marker. You're just dabbing on the half cotton balls, and students can grab one if they like, but they don't have to. The students who do, some of them just sit them on their desk during testing, and others will hold it and sniff it at just every couple minutes. And some will even take them out of the classroom with them after the testing is over. The third idea gets into the sense of taste. So it's food. Having just a little treat on test days, maybe not all of them, but some of them can be really great. I personally think that a little bit of chocolate helps everything. And you can make it cheaper by stocking up after major candy holidays. So for example, the day after Halloween, first thing in the morning, I am at my local grocery store or at Target and getting everything for a huge % off. I don't spend a lot of money at all. I just get a really big % off. And what I found is that kids do not care if it's April and they're getting a piece of candy that has like a Halloween packaging on it. No big deal. So after things like Halloween is a big one, Christmas, Valentine's Day, Easter, those are all big ones where you want to stock up the day after on cheap candy. I also think you can make it free. Again, look on Buy Nothing groups and on Nextdoor. Nextdoor is a free app. It again is geography based. And in both of these groups, you can say, hey, I'm a teacher. Does anyone have any leftover Halloween candy that they want out of their house? All the time in my Buy Nothing group, there are people who are like, I bought way too much candy. Somebody needs to take it. It cannot be in my house. And I always say, oh, please consider me, because I am a teacher and I could use this in my classroom on testing days. And the way it often works in Buy Nothing groups is that if you want something, you put your name in the comment, just say, hey, please consider me. And after usually a couple days, like a name is drawn out of a hat. So just because you're the first person doesn't mean you'll get it. But often I found people like giving things to teachers. So Buy Nothing groups and Nextdoor are a great place to ask the day after Halloween, does anybody have any candy that they need to get rid of? Because I can make it disappear really fast in my classroom. And the last thing is weird cookies. And you may think, I am not doing cookies for my classroom. I don't have time. And that's totally fine. You might also think, I can't do that. We can't have homemade things in class, or if we do, we have to have a permission slip. That's fine. You do not have to have this choice. I'm just putting this idea out there for people who maybe do have time or have a little bit more flexibility in their settings. So you can get really, really cool content area cookie cutters. So for example, a French teacher might get an Eiffel Tower cookie cutter. I also teach AP Art History, and I've got multiple cookie cutters of famous works of art that fit with the unit that we're testing. So what I do is make simple sugar cookies, just a basic recipe. Absolutely do not try any healthier recipe. It is not going to work. I tried this. It did not turn out well. Don't do it. Just do the full sugar, full fat sugar cookies. The kids are going to love it. Get permission slips if you need to. Ask administration if you can do this, if you're not sure for your context. But I found that kids think it's really fun. I do not decorate them. It's just a plain sugar cookie. That's it. And last thing, engaging the sense of touch. I collected a bunch of stuffed animals. Those you see on the screen are actually ones I use in my classroom, and they are emotional support animals. And I'm not even going to try to come up with a way to make it cheaper. I don't want you spending money on this. Absolutely do not buy stuffed animals. Make it free. Ask in Buy Nothing groups. Ask on Nextdoor. Ask family members or friends who have kids, because they are trying to get rid of stuffed animals for sure. And when you get the stuffed animals, it's super easy to just throw them in the washing machine and then in the dryer. No problem, ready to go for school. And so, do these ideas work? Yes, they absolutely do work. They have been tried and true in my classroom for a variety of years. Again, I teach high school, so I'm working with 9th through 12th graders. And every year at the end of the course, I give student evaluations that I created. And I ask them, hey, how did this work? What did you think of using essential oils? And I have all of these different options, from I loved it and I felt like it helped me concentrate better. I liked it, but I'm not sure it had an effect on making me more calm. I didn't like it, or I didn't try it. And over the years, more often than not, the top 2 answers were I tried it and I feel like it helped me do better and stay calmer. And I liked it, but I'm not sure if it had an effect. So I feel like either way, that's a win. Also, things like the music, most students have said, yes, I like it as long as it's like nice and light and in the background. And here's a funny one about the emotional support animals. This is a new one that I recently implemented, and I did it with my AP Art History class. So these are students taking a college level course for hopefully college credit and doing a lot of work. After the first major unit test, I had 2 students stay after class and ask me, are we going to have these for every test? Because if we are, I need to get here faster and make sure I can get the animal that I want. These students were so excited about emotional support animals. And during that first test that I used them, there were some students that just set the emotional support animal on their desk, and there were others that literally clutched the emotional support animal throughout their entire unit assessment, which I found pretty cute for high schoolers. So I want to know, what works for you? What have you tried in your classroom to help students reduce stress around assessments? What have they liked? What has gone well? Are you engaging the senses? And what are some things that students have said in feedback about what you've tried? Please comment below and let everybody watching the video what works well for you.